Aging is not just about wrinkles, it is about what's happening deep within your cells. The silent accumulation of damage that slows your energy, weakens your skin's elasticity, and even clouds your thinking. There is a process your body already knows how to do, a process that can reverse this damage. It's called autophagy. Hi, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Nadia, a skincare and wellness researcher with nearly 3 decades in the beauty industry as a certified educator and skincare expert. I'm going to be talking about cellular cleanup, and that's through fasting, which triggers this process called autophagy. You'll learn all about it in today's video. But first I want to share that at 48, after recovering from adrenal fatigue, I learned firsthand that fasting is not about extremes, it's about balance. Fasting can be used to trigger cellular renewal, protect your collagen, and restore your energy. However, it can be overdone, and it is often overdone today, especially for women 40 plus. Autophagy literally means self-eating, but think of it more like self-cleaning. Old proteins that don't function properly, toxic debris that clogs up your cells, even malfunctioning mitochondria that no longer makes energy efficiently. Autophagy identifies them, breaks them down, and recycles the parts. It's like taking out the trash, and that's a really good thing because otherwise all those misfolded proteins can infect your cells, cause inflammation, and so on. So it is a must for us to rid ourselves of the bad stuff and allow that rejuvenation and regeneration of tissue. So the switch that turns on that autophagy is fasting. When you're eating all the time, your body stays in that growth mode. Insulin is high, mTOR is firing, and your system is busy storing, building, and digesting. Growth without cleanup eventually creates clutter. When you pause food long enough, insulin falls, mTOR quiets, and your body pivots into repair mode. That's when autophagy turns on. By clearing damaged proteins, autophagy helps protect your collagen and elastin. It improves mitochondrial health so you feel more energetic and resilient. It's going to reduce inflammation, and that's the root driver of pigmentation, dullness, and sagging skin. It even clears toxic protein clumps in the brain linked to age-related memory decline. So, if fasting is this powerful, what does it look like in real life, especially for women 40 plus? Raising 2 kids that are now in college, going through a divorce about 6 years ago, my life has been super full of stress. Adding to it the pandemic, quitting my job, starting the Beauty Doctrine, all this stuff. So all of it just culminated last year, and I had adrenal fatigue. So my body was just completely off balance, couldn't even keep my eyes open, couldn't focus. I was kind of off work for a while. It was an absolute mess. And right before that, I was trying really, really hard to balance my lifestyle. I was trying to work out. I was doing spin classes consistently. I took up boxing, and I was doing intermittent fasting for periods of time of 16 to 18 hours, probably 2 or 3 times a week, until I felt like my body was just crashing. That was totally an overshare. However, I'm making a point here. My point is, autophagy is phenomenal. We need to achieve it. Fasting is such a modality that can be super helpful to our longevity, but there's a lot of nuance to it. So if you're going through a lot of stress, on top of that stress, you're having hormone decline. So in my case, at the time, 47 last year, I was experiencing a lot of hormonal decline. That was the recipe for disaster when you add on top of all that intermittent fasting. And that's because all of those things are perceived by the body as stress. So we have external stressors in our environments. We have our lifestyle stressors, so all the things that I shared in my case. And then on top of it, I was over-exercising, and that's a stressor on the body. And I was intermittent fasting, which is another stressor. I know I said stressor so many times in these sentences, but bottom line, as your hormones are declining, you do not want to be overdoing, especially fasting, because now you're depriving your body of not only nutrients but feeling safe. So in my case, I took a few deep dives into science, read a ton of books to resolve my adrenal fatigue, which thankfully I did. And from all of that learning, I came up with the perfect cadence or schedule for my personal intermittent fasting. So I'm sharing this so you can find yours. So what works for me might not work for you. This is just to inspire you to discover what works for you specifically. I've made the hard choice not to take sponsorships while others can earn 6 figures for a single video. I've chosen to remain unbiased. I've left corporate America to be the consumer's guide with my loyalty to you, not the brand. To keep doing what I love, I absolutely need the support of this community. Become a VIP member on thebeautydoctrine.com or a paid member here on YouTube, and help keep me bringing you the truth about how to age your very best from the inside out and outside in. Let's get back to our video. Now, let's get to the science. And this is where the nuance comes in. Most fasting studies are done on men or younger adults. But as women, our hormonal landscape shifts in perimenopause and menopause. Estrogen and progesterone decline, cortisol runs pretty high, and the body interprets all the stressors, whether it's fasting, lack of sleep, sugar spikes, through the same lens: stress. That's why fasting isn't one size fits all. A 20-year-old may thrive on 18 to 20 hours without food. For many women in midlife, that same routine can backfire, leading to fatigue, anxiety, and even hair loss. After experiencing adrenal fatigue most of last year, I had to relearn how to fast responsibly. I now aim for about 14 hours of fasting a couple of days a week, finishing my last meal around 5 or 6 p.m. and eating breakfast by 9 a.m. A couple times a month, if I'm feeling strong, if I'm not under a lot of stress, if I'm not over-exercising, that's when I stretch it to 16 or 17 hours. That's pretty much my sweet spot. It gives my body the benefits of autophagy without tipping it into stress mode. Here's what the science says about women in midlife. Finally, we now have studies about women specifically in mid-age. In 2024, researchers tested time-restricted eating combined with exercise in menopausal women. After 12 weeks, the women in the fasting plus exercise group had greater reductions in waist circumference, BMI, and insulin resistance, compared, of course, to exercise alone. That's powerful because insulin resistance tends to rise in perimenopause, driving both weight gain and skin aging. Another study looked at women over 60 who tried a 16-8 fasting schedule for 6 weeks. They lost body fat while preserving muscle mass. This is critical because after 40, we naturally lose muscle more quickly. Muscle is our metabolic engine. Preserving it means better aging, better energy, and yes, better skin support. We need to keep those muscles under the skin, propping it up. Even in adults over 40 with obesity, intermittent fasting has been shown to lower triglycerides, reduce body fat, and improve metabolic health compared to regular diets. I'm personally not a huge fan of extended fasts. Those are 2-3 day fasts. There is no need for them. We need to just trigger autophagy, allow the body that breaks that it needs to start repairing, and of course, coupled with good exercise, with good sleep. I cannot emphasize it enough. Every topic that I research, it always goes back to sleep. So if you're trying to boost collagen, sleep better. If you're trying to take out misfolded proteins, sleep better. Zombie cells, sleep better. Boost mitochondrial function, have more stem cells in circulation. Most regenerative processes require sleep. Remember, the body responds better to rhythm and balance over constant stress. We need to start understanding aging as not just time passing. It is cellular clutter, it's misfolded proteins, damaged mitochondria, toxic waste piling up inside you. Autophagy is your body's way of cleaning house. And fasting is the simplest, most natural way to turn that switch on. But it doesn't have to be extreme. For women in midlife, the most powerful fasting is the kind that works with your hormones, not against them. 14 hours, a few times a week, a strong protein-rich diet, breakfast by 9 a.m., resistance training, of course, to guard your muscles, and lifestyle choices that reduce stress instead of adding to it. Because beauty is not in chasing trends, it's in learning the rhythm of your body, just you. So next time you think of fasting, don't think about what works for the other person. Think about what's gonna work for you, what supports your goals, and how you feel. Don't go to extremes. It's not about punishment, it's about renewal. Your body already has the anti-aging blueprint. You just need to give it the space to work, and you need to activate it. Now, there are some ways that you can further the impact of fasting on autophagy, and that is by consuming foods that are high in polyphenols. Examples are resveratrol, one of my very favorite antioxidants, green tea, and curcumin. And then, of course, you have spermidine and omega-3 fatty acids. They can help expand the autophagy, so they keep you in that state of cellular cleanup longer beyond your fasting time. If you'd like to see more of this content, please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you're notified when we have new videos, and become a member to help support the research and the work that we do here at the Beauty Doctrine. Until the next video, be well, be safe, be beautiful. Take care.